Keeping It Real with Rudi Lickwood, the topical interactive chat show where you may end up being one of the guests, with special guests and you, the audience. Comedy with Rudi Lickwood. This event is brought to you by Comedy Hotspot. Don't forget, Keeping It Real with Rudi Lickwood. This is an 18 certificate only.
I couldn't believe it. I wasn't even in the room. Can you believe that? I thought I was in the room, right? Ready for the show to find out. Anyway, thank you for everybody. How are you all doing? Give me a little wait or something. Let me I mean, sometimes it's just be stared at. Just to be stared at. Just give me a little hi. I much appreciate that, and then I'll get the definitely get the show on the way. Do you know what I mean? Definitely get the show on the way. Well, the room's starting to build up nicely. Obviously, it takes its time. People like that now, but they should be watching Keepin' It. You know what I mean? Keep it with me. This is what I get an opportunity to have people that I like, have my conversations that I like, because you know. TV's not always into what we like. It's into what it likes. You know, it wants to cater for Middle England, as they say. That's somebody new in the room. How you doing, Lucas Vez? How you doing, Lucas Vez? It sounds a bit distorted, does it? Thanks for letting me know, Sharon. It sounds a bit distorted. Okay, I'm not sure why that is, but hopefully it will sort itself out as the evening goes along. Good evening, Sharon. And Denise, how you doing, Denise? You good? Astrid, my coach, and the R&B crew. They'll be along shortly. Don't worry, they'll be along shortly. So, what have I got lined up for you? I've got a bit of a treat for you, actually. I've got a bit of a treat. Do you know what I mean? Because I got a phone call this morning. Just knocked me off. You know, someone, right, and it just right happened. And so glad that my first guest is not the person who's going to sort of like do that to me. Once again, happy birthday going out to Jackie, Miss Jackie Sinclair. I do recall that it's your birthday. Tracy, nice to have you in the room. Good evening. Sounding a bit distorted. I keep hearing that. I'm not sure why. My guess if it's going to sound. Shouldn't, because I haven't actually. Me right. God, what's causing that now? Okay. Dialect. Tell me, Kaz, do I still sound like a dialect? Evening, all crew. Hope you kickstart to the week was good. Rouge Wagwan. I still sound like a Dalek. Stop it. Am I still okay? Well, let's hope that it does sort itself out. All right, because I don't want to waste no time. And as you know, I always like to introduce my guests in my own way. I sound like a Dalek from. Oh, that's better. Okay, excellent. That's better. So that means that we can get going. So let me introduce my first guest in my own way. Take a look at him, and then tell me what you think. It's Leary Wright.
Where you get the pictures from, man?
Huh?
Where you get those photos from, man? You're crazy. Terrible.
Listen, man, I just went in there, dug around, do you know what I mean? Rummaged. I had to do a bit of rummaging. Because I knew what you was going to send me. I said he's going to send me what he thinks is palatable.
He's going to send me what he thinks palatable. Not what I think's palatable, but what he thinks is palatable. So let me grab what I want to grab. So that's
as you would, Rudy, as you would.
Look at you.
You seem to be cutting out a bit, bro.
I'm not sure.
Hang on a second. Let me just see.
It's not you. I doubt it's you. It's got to be my. It's got to be my internet, because even I'm clicking on stuff at the moment and it's not doing what I want it to do. Oh my God! What's happened there? That picture where meant to come. Was that?
Can't hear you, man.
Can't hear me at all. Oh man, what's going on here? Can anybody else hear me? Can anybody else hear me? Oh no.
I can hear you now.
Can anybody else hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you
can
hear
that
me
was
now.
A topless shot, Caroline. Topless shot, baby.
Yeah, they all like that. I thought it'd be a good way to get the show started on you, because you're actually a fitness instructor. Is that right? You're a fitness instructor?
I am, fella. I am a fitness instructor. Yes.
Okay. And how long has that been your thing? How long has that been your thing?
Officially, when I went self-employed, that was it's been roughly 21 years now.
Bloody hell.
21 years, yeah.
Time.
Yeah. So long time.
But the thing is that you actually were a fitness instructor, weren't you?
I wasn't. I actually started out in programming, believe it or not. Computer programmer for a few years after uni and such like. So I did a bit of programming for a few years, and I just remembered that the Monday was my worst day and my best day. So Monday, when I actually was all right for going into work, the thing I remembered was I just wanted that day to end, because I had a class in the evening in North London to teach, and that was my focus from lunch. As soon as the lunch kicked in, I was like, you know what, I want to get out of here because I want to go and teach my class, and that was it. So I kind of knew where my passion lied in a way.
Yeah, because the thing is, not everybody gets a chance to
understand. Hi, Avril. Sorry.
All right, man. It's all right. I'm much rather you respond to them than me. Because they're doing this fitness thing, it seems longer than 21. What's my picture trying to say? Let's be honest, I started teaching about 21 years ago, but I was in fitness from when I was 16. And I'm going to leave it there, all right? You're still a young man, so I'm not going to tell you my age, all right? But I started from about 16. You started from about 16? Because the thing is that what I noticed was, did you by any chance have locks?
I did, man. I did have locks. See it there? Oh, man, honestly.
What? You look more like, what's his name from, oh, my God, Saracen. You look like
oh my gosh, Gladiators, man. Saracen from Gladiators, isn't it? Yeah.
You look like Saracen.
Yeah, no, I had locks. 2007, I started locks in. Started in my comb twist, and let me see. I had that until 2016. Was it something like that?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that period, man. I loved having locks. I wish I could still have locks, but it's not good. I see it there. Yeah, no. I enjoyed my locks period. I kind of, when I had locks, for some reason I felt like a little bit more earthed. Not earthed. What's the word? Grounded. I almost felt a little bit more cultural, or felt like, you know, I had a like little certain vibe of, you know, this man looks like he knows his culture and stuff like that. It's very weird. It's very weird. My whole kind of view or viewpoint changed a little bit when I had locks, you know. And it was funny. I used to get those kind of like respect looks on the street, different to now. Very strange. Salt and pepper now for true, man. Luca. That's why I have to shave it off for tonight, man. To clean it off and make it look nice. Oh, it's a good thing I got a good head. A good head.
You got a nice round here. You pointed out, you've got this. It's up the place straight.
Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, that smile won't leave me, man. Hopefully, as long as I keep my teeth, that smile won't leave me.
Right. I remember doing a gig where everybody in the front row only had one teeth in animal.
Oh Lord!
The whole front row made up a set of dentures.
Crazy.
Oh my God! But yes, Denise is extremely fit. I think there's no doubting that about gentlemen.
Easy, Denise, easy. But thank you, hon. Thank you.
They're not gonna lie. They're gonna keep it real with you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
The thing is that you came to the UK when you was, what, 11?
11 and a half.
11 and a half.
11 and a half, man. Yeah, 1980. 1980 I came to the UK. Now I'm giving my age away, innit? Sure.
Giving it away because there's quite a few months in the room. Right, there's in that they go, okay. I know that they're all sitting there wondering, is he, I wonder if he is, if he's single.
No, I'm not, unfortunately, ladies. Sorry.
No,
I've been nabbed. Have
you been nabbed? It's good. It's better when you're nabbed, you know? I think it's better when you're nabbed. Do you know what I mean? And the funny thing about is that when you are actually nabbed, that's when you become more desirable. It might sound a little bit crazy, but it's
no,
true.
man. I'm desirable all the time. What y'all talk about?
You're taken. Do you know what I mean? You're on the plane, right? It's no longer on the dust. So in other words.
No, I'm not on the scene. I'm not in the scene no more, man. I've got a lovely lady right now. She, you know, she's lovely. She's beautiful. Good heart in her, you know.
Yeah. And who is this?
That's my daughter, man. That's my daughter, Leanne. Lovely daughter.
Leanne.
She's 12 now. Yeah, Leanne. Yeah, she's gorgeous, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
A 12-year-old. So that means that you've got to start dealing with the whole. Her, I guess, now having a real conversation with you.
Well, yeah, and those conversations are kind of started, you know. But I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I'm you know, I like to think I'm kind of a very kind of relaxed sort of parent. Although obviously, when things need to be said, they're said. But you know, I feel like it's not like in my day when it was like speak when you're spoken to, you know, and me to talk to you or whatever, you know. But for nowadays, I want her to be talking to me rather than be hiding things or any anxieties that she has or anything like that. I want her to be coming forward and kind of feel that there's a safe place or in terms of myself to be able to come to me and talk to me, and don't feel that they're going to be, you know, told off. Don't feel that, you know, it's going to be well out heartboats and all them kind of stuff there. You know, I kind of want her to come and talk to me, because these times, you know, these times are like perilous times, and I think your kids need to be able to come and sit down and have a conversation and listen to them. You know, we never got listened to a lot when we was growing up. You know,
we had to just basically do what we were told. There was no conversation.
No, man. No, there wasn't. No, there was a backhand. or a frying pan or a switch or something like that, you know. But I try not to do that. You know, for me, I tell you what, you know, if I speak to my daughter properly, if there's certain issues going on, and I talk to her right now, and I show her, say, look, you have a responsibility. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. You can see my girl start welling up, you know. So it's like when you talk to them properly, it gets through to them more than saying, you know, give them a little beating here or there, you know. Talk to them, and you know, you'll get through.
But do you have that daddy voice though? You know, when you have to change up the tone, you know, you just change up the tone, and because it probably goes up. It probably goes up a little bit more stronger, so she understands, you know, the line. Down. Mine actually goes down.
Well, I can't hear you properly, but what I tend to do is, it's that quiet thing at the start. I tend to like say, look, come, let's have a talk.
Okay.
And the thing is, that kind of tone lets her know that things ain't hunky dory, you know. Okay, but it also, I also, you know, let her know that, you know, the things whatever is going on, this is kind of like a better way to deal with it, because at least you have a chance to listen to them whilst they're, you know, having a chat with you. It's not like you give them 2 licks and you send them up to your room. What does that you know, prove?
Anything.
It doesn't do anything for them. You know, they want to understand. Yeah, and the thing is, for me nowadays, the key, that communication is the key. And you know, there's a lot of times when I was growing up where I had to find things out on my own, and I had to sit down and reason with myself and look at certain things and say, no, you know, I'm cool, I'm good, I'm a good human being, I'm this and that, you know. And for me now, I want to change the narrative. I want to say to her, look, you know, I'm here as a sounding board for you. If there's anything you're worried about, if there's anything you're anxious about, come and talk to me. Likewise, if you've done something, I'm not just gonna, you know, cuss you off and send you to your room and stuff. I'm gonna talk to you, because hopefully talking to you will allow you to start to realize your responsibilities as my child, and you know, hopefully you start to become a more rounded person. You start to have your own views and start to think about certain things that way.
I'm feeling that. I mean, what was it like for you then growing up in Jamaica? Because you spent 11 years in Jamaica. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that I'm the person I am because of Jamaica. You know, I didn't, you know, 11 and a half years. Some people might say that's not long enough, but that made me who I was in terms of my character. Jamaica was nice, man. Jamaica was nice. And it was nice, like, you know, as you know, back in the day.
I'm not Jamaican. I'm not Jamaican.
No. What's the island you come from?
West Indians are Jamaican. We are.
No, I know. But we still, as youngsters, we did the same.
I like about you is that you're a real Jamaican. You're not a Jamaican. You're actually a real Jamaican.
No, man, a yard man, right here, sir. Yard man. You know what I mean? No, I enjoy Jamaica. Jamaica kind of, you know, it was, you know, them days when I was growing up, it was that creative kind of way, you know. It's like if you wanted to go and play cricket, you know, you didn't have no bat and ball from Argos, you know what I mean? You had to go and string 2 tire together to tie a tube together and make a bat out of coconut tree and all that kind of stuff. So it was like you know, everyone was creative over there, man, in terms of like, you know, having fun and, you know, playing games and stuff like that. Not like now with the PlayStation is just in your hand, and you know what I mean?
Communication.
Not hearing you, brother.
Cutting in and out for some reason, even when I'm trying to respond to some of the comments in here. Having trouble connecting. Check your internet connection. Here we go again. The green and black crew. How many flags? Yeah, there's a lot of Jamaican flags flying around at the moment.
Yes. Big up yard people right there.
There's a lot of yard flags flying around at the moment. I don't know why.
You know see how we run things, Rudy. Come on, you know see how we run things. You know see how we do for the front line. Everyone farming behind us.
About being on the front line, all the gunshot. You have to. That's why you don't run so fast.
How you mean? Man, I have to duck fast and do so. Boom, gone.
So tell us how
Not hearing a word of that. Not hearing a word of that, man.
Okay, the question is between system, the British educational system, yeah, right? UK education and Jamaica education, because when you came over, I'm sure that you were a lot more advanced than we were. Did you hear?
You know what? What was the initial question? The difference between the two?
Yes.
I like the balance, Tracy. Nice one. Yes. What's that? Is that Antigua? I can't. Boy, the things is fine on the screen, man.
Wait, hold on. Antigua saying yard people apart from Leary Hush. Yeah, she's telling them all. Tracy's trying to come back with a few flags. Avril's coming in there.
Go on, Avril. Sit there. Big up. Yes. Yes, Sharon, Miss Spice. The Biajan flag. Okay.
Yeah, but the question that was asked, the UK educational system, I do find that much more advanced, yeah, until you get to like university stage.
I didn't quite catch all that question, but I get the gist. You're talking about the difference between like Jamaica in terms of the education system and the British education system. I feel that there's more of a push, certainly broadly, in terms of trying to achieve, because English education system, it's free so far as up to college maybe or whatever it is, but Jamaica now, your parents have to pay from day one, so there is always a push for you as the child to achieve and to do well. And when I came over here, yes, I was doing quite well. As I was saying, quite learned. I was quite learned in maths and English and that kind of things, even to the extent where my accent wasn't. You could tell it, but it wasn't as strong when I was over here, because I used to read a lot when I was in Jamaica. Funny enough, I don't do a lot of that now. I don't do enough of that. I used to read a lot in Jamaica. I was good at maths, so all those base things I was very good at. But yeah, there's definitely an impetus to sort of like achieve, and almost like a competition in Jamaica, to get ahead. Whereas over here, sometimes I feel the kids are kind of, because it's free, they're almost lax about it. They're like, well, it don't matter. I'm not paying for it. It's cool. I don't have to worry about it. And I think that needs to change. A lot of our kids nowadays, I hear certain kids saying, oh, there's nothing here for us. There's this, there's that. And so they don't go on and strive and do well in school. And I always think to myself, but look, England doesn't have to be your base. The world is your oyster. You can go out there and do things, but you have to have a base education to be able to go out and negotiate and communicate and talk to different people. You have to have that base thing. So get it while it's free, and then just use it. You can chip out of here once you've got your education, man.
That's what my mom always used to say to me. And she always encouraged us to advantage of. You managed to get your degree and off you went. You know what I mean? You made sure that you had a drink or two. You know what I mean? Just to get you.
Mr. Appleton, man, my friend, Mr. Appleton, we spar with him all the time.
You got.
I can't take the white ram anymore. I can't take the white ram. It's too harsh for me now. Too harsh for me now, man. So I deal with Mr. Appleton, man. Me and Mr. Appleton, my spar all the time.
But more about what you left coding, as you said, and you went into fitness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I actually got to know.
Yes. Nice. I can hear you. I can see
you can't
you.
hear me.
But I can't hear you.
I do apologize. I'm not sure.
I'm hearing you now. I'm hearing you now a little bit more.
I'm not sure what it is that's causing us to break up the way that we do. Yeah, but I know that from what
it must be my aura. It must be my aura, isn't it, Rudy? My aura is just mashing up the place, man. I'm joking.
It's got to be. No, that's cool, bruv. That's cool. But the thing is that you do quite a bit for charity, don't you? You do quite a bit of.
I have been involved with some charity events with a couple of companies, and I've also regularly. Oh, this was 2012. This was the BBC Children in Need Zumbathon. This was a wicked night, man. It was fantastic. So all those out there who are watching, who was involved in this, big up yourselves, man. You guys made it a wicked night. But this was 2012. This was BBC Children in Need Zumbathon. Yeah, that was a nice night. So I kicked off doing charity Zumbathons, I believe in 2010. Yeah. That's us on stage with who's that? I can't remember that one. The Arsenal mascot. Gonosaurus. And that was Tracy, one of the organisers, on stage with me. One of the ones who helped me organise this. It was a brilliant night, man. Brilliant night. But I do Zumbathons. I have been doing Zumbathons, or have done Zumbathons sort of like since 2010. The last couple of years, I haven't gotten involved in it. Just sort of like focusing on different things. But I like to help the community as much as I can, and that was one way. That was an easy way for me to do that. So, thanks to all the instructors, by the way, who have helped me over the past years doing that Zumbathon. So big up to you guys as well. They came on board. They didn't want they didn't. Well, I say they didn't want payment. I told them, you ain't getting paid. I ain't getting paid. Are you still up for it? And they all chipped in.
Excellent, man. I think that's how it should be. That's how it should be. So, do you do PT? Am I using the right vernacular when I said that? PT.
Yeah, PT, personal training. Yes, I do that. I do personal training. Yes, Astrid, you'll have to come to one of my class. Yes, I do PT. Whether it's like one-to-one, or if there was a group of you, for example, who wanted to train together. So I do small group personal training sessions as well. And currently, I'm just in the process of getting my next body transformation program up and running, and that's starting next Monday, the 26th of October. So what it is, it's an 8-week program where you get meal plans, meal ideas, meal options. So you don't have to sort of follow what you're given, but what you're given will give you an idea of what a healthy plate of food looks like, for example. And then you have like 2 or 3 workouts a week on top of that. And plus, when we start, there will be a Facebook group. And what I will have in there is I'll be dropping in videos. So if you want to do a quick 15-minute workout, just to keep you on track, then you can jump on one of those videos in there and just to keep burning those calories throughout the course. So it's like an 8-week course.
Will they all end up looking like this?
Ah, come on, man. That's that's Leary genetics and everything, man. But you never know. They might do. They might come out looking better than that. You never know. Depends on how hard they work, how hard they want it. But I've had good results in the past running this, so I feel very confident with all the support they'll get, that they'll actually, come out on top, or certainly be looking and feeling better. Hello. Why you put that up for, man? Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I did send that to you. Okay, so that was like my modelling days. My little furore into, I don't know, little moment in time when I did a little bit of modelling, sort of that. If I can say the term urban modelling, which basically meant you was in the club, They had a fashion show in the middle of the dance, and I was in that fashion show.
Yeah, but you mentioned fashion, man, right? And well, oh my God, why is this thing messing me up? You mentioned fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've looked at your fashion sense, and I do question it. I do.
What's wrong with that? That's a perfect vampire.
I do.
So the previous one, Wicked Vampire. This one, Captain America. Come on, you gotta have fun, man. You gotta have fun with it, right? There you go. Halloween. That was a Halloween Zumbathon I did. Okay. Look how good I look, eh? Look at that. Pretty.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I like to kind of just have some fun with the fitness when I can and stuff. You know, that's what life is about. You can't be too serious about life. You just have some fun with it.
Well, I mean, you're definitely fun to be around. You're definitely. I mean, when we was going through the COVID on the Fridays, and you had us doing that, I used to link up with you. Was it 11 o'clock? 11 o'clock.
Yeah, before. Previously, it was 11 o'clock. Now it's 12 o'clock every Friday. But yeah, 11 o'clock when I had you on, Rudy.
Yeah. He got to get cramp, cramp and stitch. I caught cramp and I caught stitch. Right, just following his routines because he works you out. I bet you, he works you out. So that means that.
Well, look, I can't help it if you're out of condition, Rudy. I can't help it, man. But follow my thing, innit? I told you already. Follow my thing, and you'll get there, man. You be looking peng, as the young ones would say. You'll be looking peng, dread.
Follow your thing, yeah. Just follow your thing.
Oh yeah. That's my weekend thing. I have my weekly thing and I have my weekend thing.
Oh, but if people want to get you there, there's a number at the bottom. I'm sure that people have seen that or they must have known there. Are there any other classes that you run online?
I currently run a few classes online. You'd have to go to the website and just look at the timetable. So the website is it's scrolling at the bottom there. So it's www.movebefit.com. So that's the website. Just go in there and just have a little look around. But yeah, I'm doing online classes at the moment. But what I am going to be focusing on, obviously, like I said, from next Monday, is doing that 8-week body transformation thing. And if you want to get on board with that, just link me up. Oh, thank you, Susie. Lovely. That's one of my live classes that I do in Walthamstow. Okay. That lady Susie comes to my Zumba session in the morning. We have fun on a Monday morning. But yeah, if you want to link me up with the body transformation or anything else, just find me on Facebook. Find my page, Move Be Fit page on Facebook, and send me a little message.
Yeah, that's what. Send him a little message. As if you want your body transformation, there's the man.
Yeah, if you want abs like those, hook me up. Well, yeah. I'll send it to a surgeon. I'll send it to a surgeon for some lipo. No. But for me, that was back in them days. I'm not saying that I haven't got any abs, but I don't know if I got a 6-pack now. Certainly got a 4-pack in the fridge.
You got what? No, but bruv, it's been talking to you. I'm not gonna lie. Been wicked talking to you, and every time I get your comments and they come through, do you know what I mean? They're always positive. You know what I mean? They always get us to think. Sometimes you even get us to think a totally different way, which is great because you don't have to agree all the time on everything. Do you know what I mean? Which I think
no. You just have. Everyone has their own little opinions, etc. But what it is about coming together and actually discussing those and getting to a point where you're moving along, together.
Yeah. So what I would encourage anybody to do if they're thinking about, body transformation. As he said, he's got some courses lined up. Yeah, which is hopefully going to start next week Monday. If I'm correct.
Next week Monday. I call that one the X-Muscle Bus Challenge. X-Muscle Bus. So if you want to look good for the turkey, sign up to that program.
I'm sure they will. So is there anything you like to say before you go?
You know what? I just want to say thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, man. It was really nice that you feel that I always say like Joe Blogs, but we're talking about, you know, us, the common folks, that you actually feel that it's important to highlight us as well, because, you know, it's not just Superman who's a hero, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of heroes out there. A lot of the ladies and the guys who've come on prior to this onto your show, man, it's crazy what they're doing in the community, and it's nice that you actually give them a platform to be highlighted in that way. So thank you very much for that, and thank you for all the support from the Ransom Bands crew and everyone else out there. Everyone has been in my journey since I've been in fitness, etc. All the Sobel ladies, all the massives, all those guys.
Enthusiasm, encouragement, and genuine interest in your health and fitness will allow you to achieve your goal. That's the substance of a quality instructor, especially those in North London. So,
Antigua and Alison, thank you very much, Antigua and Alison. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that.
I forgot to actually mention that you're actually based in Tottenham. Is that right?
I'm in North London. Yeah, I'm sort of between Islington, Tottenham, Walthamstow, those kind of areas. So I'm in and around there. So just get in touch. I'll let you know what's going on, and I'm hoping that if we ever get back to normal, I can do another one of my events, my Bust a Move event, which is like a dance fitness event. Thank you, Judy. Thank you very much. But yeah. So talk to me. Anything fitness, talk to me. I'm here. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Leary. Well, that was Leary, ladies and gentlemen. As promised, he's part of the Ransom Bands crew now. He's in there. He's available to all of us if we need any sort of help when it comes to fitness and health. And what I really enjoy about Leary is just vibe. I think it's a factor that not everybody has, right? Because there are certain instructors who are in out there, they just come like a drill sergeant. Do you know what I mean? It's like just drilling you. It's just drilling you. You think, hey, I want to get fit. And some people like that kind of training, but especially my wife Jenny, she gravitates more to this sort of thing. Bring that body my way. Bring that get off my brain. Big man, much respect and a lot of love. I can see that there's a lot of love in the room, and a lot of shout outs. Now I do apologize for the sound. All right, there's very little at this stage that I can do about it, unfortunately. But thank you for bearing with me on it. Let's see. So I know that I've got some critique coming in here. We have to reboot is real bad. What a guan. You know what? You know what? What's going on is that it's down to the connection. It really is down to the connection at this stage, and I don't want to pop out and pop back in. All right, we've got quite a good room, and I'd like to maintain that. So I hope you guys will bear with me on that one. So it's time for us to move on, and it's time for me to bring on my next guest, ladies and gentlemen. He's an unsung hero as far as I'm concerned on the comedy circuit. All right, he's not slim, he's not Curtis. All right, but within his own right, he is an exceptionally talented individual. So let me introduce you to him. Damn, what's going on?
What's up, Rudy? You good, man? Just want to say, Rudy, the connection, you're breaking up a little bit. I can hear you in pieces, but yes, good evening, everybody. What's up, R&B family?
Yeah, man. I see it took a while to break us when you was looking through your collage just now. it's like, oh my God, what has he put up there? What has he put up there? What's he put up there? It's like one of them looks, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I hope I haven't upset Jason already, and we haven't even.
Boy, there were some pictures there. Some of those pictures were from like my first 10, 12 gigs. You know, that's how old they are. So yeah, man, flashbacks, man, flashbacks.
Let's start with the biggest flashback. I mean, when you told me that you went to Kojo's Funhouse, right? Kojo Amin actually got the golden buzzer on Britain's Got Talent.
That's right.
And went through to the final, as some of you know, and actually got performed. Correct.
Good evening, Claire. Good evening, Claire. How are you doing? Hope you're having a nice evening. I'll pick up, you're breaking up, Rudi, so I'm just going to pick up the story from what I think you mean. So the first time I went to Kojo's Comedy Funhouse, for those of you that don't know, it was probably the closest thing we've had to Def Comedy Jam. The crowd were off the chart. They were lively. And the first time I went down there, I walked in the room and Richard Blackwood is on stage, destroying it. I mean, he is rinsing the room. And I'm on after him. I'm the open mic after him. So I'm standing there. I got so nervous, I walked out. I just left. I was like, I can't do this. I'm scared. And I walked out the venue. And I didn't call Kojo for 2 months. Called Kojo 2 months later, and I was like, listen, Kojo, my name's Jason Patterson. And before I could explain, he was like, yeah, I remember you, man. You walked out on the gig. And I was like, Kojo, I got nervous. And Kojo was like, listen, Jay, you saw Richard Blackwood and you're expecting to be that. You know, you're a new comedian. You just do your own thing, man. It's fine. Come back down. We'll go again, man. But don't get too nervous. He said, once upon a time, Richard was like you. You know what I mean? Watching a headliner, killing it. And you've got to follow that. So much love to Kojo, man. Very supportive, not just of me, but a lot of new comics that came up around the same time. Good evening, Sharon. Sharon Spice Gibson. I like that name, man. Spice Gibson. Good evening.
It's a wicked name.
It's a wicked name, man. Good evening. And I want to see some more Bayesian flags along there. Well, hello, Jamaicans. I want to say that. I love all Jamaicans. All you West Indians are cool. But my dad is St. Vincent. My dad is St. Vincent. My mum is Barbados. So I'm repping for those two.
Never mind them fake guys that are out there. I have to tell them to go back to where they come from, and they always have to end up going back into their house.
I'm going to stay out of that war. I'm staying out of that war, man, because we're outnumbered.
Go back to their house. They're pioneer, man. They're pioneer. I like to be pioneer. So in the comedy,
I can't. It's very distorted, Ruth. It's very distorted.
Tell them how long you've been in the game.
How long I've been doing? How long?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been doing comedy for about 12 years. From open mic to full-time professional for about 12 years now. And yeah, as you know yourself, Rudi, it's a hard road, man. Because you see, the thing is, my biggest fear in comedy came through on my first ever gig. I was telling my cousin, I don't want to be heckled. If I get heckled, I'm going to fall to pieces. I went down to Quincy's Comedy Lounge in Stratford for my first ever gig. And black audiences are hard, man. Black people, you need to give a new comic a chance, yeah? Because when you go into a mainstream room, if you're a new comedian, you get some grace time. You know, they can see that you're new. They'll ease off you, you know what I mean? A black room, they give you 2 jokes. And if the second joke ain't hitting, it's like, boy, come off, man. Come off, blood. You did. So, yeah, I got heckled after 2 jokes. And I managed to put the heckler down. And that was the first laugh I got. And then the ball started to roll from there.
Okay. It's not an easy game. It's not an easy game. And when you try to explain that to people, a lot of them don't understand. I mean, how do you feel when someone always comes up to you and goes, what do you do? What do you do? And you tell them that you're a comedian. And then what do they ask you? Directly after you tell them you're a comedian, what do they normally say?
Tell us a joke. Tell us a joke. Because you have to justify yourself, you know what I mean? You've got to justify to these strangers who you've never met. What do you do? I'm a comedian. All right, then bust a joke. And you wouldn't do that with any other profession, would you? There's not other builder. Okay, go and fix my shed. You're not going to do that. So,
No.
but yeah, man, it's a tough grind, man. And the thing is with comedy as well, and this is what I had to learn. It's subjective. You know, what you find funny, 10 people in your audience might not laugh. You know, so it's just you've got to stick to your guns. I guess it's a hard graft, but when it goes well, it's the best feeling ever, man. Best feeling. Can I just say as well, before we carry on with my interview, one of the funniest things I've seen is you talking to Leary about fitness, and then you lit up a cigarette. I'm like, that is gangster. And you wonder why you have Stitch.
I get told about the smoking all the time, bro. I get told. Basically, I'm just a nervous wreck. That's all it is. I'm just a nervous wreck. So I'm constantly in high anxiety, unfortunately. That's just...
Blessings, Trevor White. Blessings. Good evening, Trevor White. Blessings to you, sir.
Which is great. So,
and good evening, Avril. Good evening, Avril. How are you doing? Sorry, Rude. I'm just responding to the...
No, that's fine, bro. That's fine.
And Julie, your audience has got some nice names. Julie Juice and Spice and... I like all of that, man.
Oh, Tricky Nicky's in the house. How you doing, Tricky? Yeah, I've got...
yeah, it's really...
No, I know it's...
I'm trying to pick up what you're saying so I can answer the question. So I'm just trying to catch words so I know where you're going. Okay. So, right. So, yes, this was a legendary show, man. This was for the Stephen Lawrence Charity Foundation at the Comedy Store in the West End, and it was run by all of us. Like, we all booked it. I was the compere, and I mean, I'll just run through the names. There's Prince Abdi, international comic, Nathan Caton, TV, Nabil Abdul Rashid, who just got to the final of Britain's Got Talent, Fumbi Amateo, one of my favorite comics. He's got a special on YouTube right now. There's My Little Beanhead in there. Behind me is Marlon Davis, one of the nicest guys coming out of Northwest, apart from yourself, Rudy. There's Ola and Dame Baptiste on the picture as well. All very brilliant comedians making big inroads in this game out here. That's my peer group. I mean, apart from Nabil and Dane, I think all of them started before me. I think Dane, Nabil, and myself might be around the same time. But yeah, my peer group. And every now and again, we do a lot of mainstream gigs together. So when we bump into each other on the circuit and there's two black comics in the room, we look at each other like, yeah, there's been a mistake in the booking, man. Someone's getting sacked.
But do you not find that there seems to be a lot more love for the black comedians than there are for the white comics? Yeah,
because they're tired of the same old thing. You can't have the same soup reheated all the time. Soup is nice once. Get that same soup a day later, cool. Reheat it for the third day, all right. But when you have consistently soup, this world is made up of different people, different backgrounds, so they like a different story. I got told when I was doing a gig in Crouch End, which is a very middle-class area, I had this white lady come up to me and she just said to me, it's so nice to have a different perspective, you know? And I think that's the good thing about comedy. There's so many varieties. You want to hear the male perspective, the female perspective, middle class, working class, black, white, straight, whatever. You know, you hear the same thing all the time, then it just gets boring. And especially now, unfortunately, because of what's happened this year, but especially now, black voices are even more important.
Okay. So what would you say when it came to the black circuit then? Because you don't serve up the same soup. How did you find that?
It was an adjustment, but the one thing, and this is for me, this is what I've noticed about black audiences. If it's funny, they'll go with you. Talk about whatever you want, but just make it funny. Don't put out a speech like it's a TED talk or a monologue and there's no punchline. So I can talk, as long as I'm funny, especially black audiences will go with me. It doesn't matter the subject, whether I'm talking about black issues or just life issues. As long as I make it funny, that's all they care about.
Okay.
Good evening, Craig Blackwood. I'm struggling too, Craig, and I'm being interviewed. I'm struggling too now.
Internet connection. Okay, so that's the best. I can only apologize for the.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, I made some movements on the computer. I tried to. I'm hoping it's a little now. Just a little bit. Yeah. You also came through with this man.
Yes, Ramesh Ranganathan, and not Nathan. A lot of people on TV say Ranganathan. His family are from Sri Lanka, and the correct pronunciation is Ranganathan. So yeah, me and Ramesh, he was good. You know them comedians, Rudy, that as soon as they start, they just hit the ground running. He was one of those. He was funny from the start. He had his own voice, a brilliant perspective, and he was a nice guy. I mean, he got signed up by the big agent straight away. And this picture was for a show me and him done at the Edinburgh Festival about seven years ago. We did half an hour each on the show. And he was, I mean, listen, he carried the show a long time. He carried a lot of the shows. He's really good.
Okay. I didn't know that you did. I didn't know that you did.
Yeah, we did a show. We came up. This was my first time in Edinburgh. This was my first time at the Edinburgh Festival, and it was his agent that got us together. He was with an agent at the time called Lisa Thomas, or Lisa White, one of those two. And she was the one that's like, look, we've got, I think it's, Lisa White maybe. And she just said, look, Ramesh is going up. Why don't you tag team with him, do half an hour each? And that's how we got together, and we became, and on the back of that, he was one of those people where you see him and you're like, yeah, this guy's going places, man. He was just so good so early. He worked hard, but
he was a teacher though, right? He was a teacher, so
he was a teacher, yeah. He was a teacher.
Of sitting down, of talking to an audience, right. Because he felt very comfortable. He was very comfortable in that environment, very comfortable in front of no matter the size of the room full of people, 10 people, 100 people. And very funny. He picked it up very quick. You know, he found out what was funny about him. His perspective came through straight away. Some of us, we have to work a bit longer to find out what makes us good. And he kind of had all of those things early on. But more important than all of that, he's a very nice guy as well. So, and I think that goes a long way because, you know, that's not always the case in entertainment. Okay. I'm getting told to stop press button or leave people Pierre Delouan. Shut up, Joe. You know what I mean? Shut up, man. Next thing you know, right? You carry on like that, yeah? Carry on like that, I'll kick you out of the room. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're faking, man. They're faking. When they're not already, you know what I mean? What they say now, Leary. Yes, Rudy, we're messing up with the vibe tonight. Leary. I just now had Leary on here. And he's cussing me as well.
Of course.
I'm not getting it easy at all. You know, they can't. So tell us, what was life for you as a kid growing up?
What was life for me like growing up? That was me. The reason I sent you a lot of pictures, I don't have many pictures of me and my brother as adults. That was me and my brother, older brother Jonathan, when we were in school. And we were very tight when we were younger, and very naturally funny guy. Grew up in a good house. I mean, I had a very good childhood, man. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that's not the case for so many people, especially in entertainment. I feel blessed, man. My childhood was good. You know, my school was cool. My mum and dad were cool with me and my brother. I had good friends. My family was always around. My mum took me and my brother to see like Barbados. My dad took us to St. Vincent, which is why a lot of the pictures I sent you. That picture is my mum with the former Barbados Prime Minister, David Thompson. And that's one of the best pictures. Yeah, man. When he's passed away now, But my mum used to do fundraising events for him in London back in the day. And I would perform. I would do 10 minutes at the start and then the rest of the show would carry on. And when he passed away, they flew my mum to Barbados for the funeral. So, yeah, very proud of that. Very proud.
No, and so you should be. So where are you here? Where are you here?
I'm in a hotel in Barbados and I was just chilling and one of my cousins thought it'd be nice just to take a picture of me looking all serious when I'm meant to be on holiday in damn near 40-degree heat. And I was trying to look cool, but it just didn't come off. And that beard was too serious as well, man. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I must admit though, you don't really strike me as a very serious person though. You seem to take life quite as it comes, as and when it comes. Yeah,
I think it's the best way to be. I think it's the best, especially doing stand-up. I've always been like this. I've always been quite relaxed, but especially doing stand-up, I fell into something that I love. I've actually got a career. And I grew up watching everybody get careers. Didn't think it was going to be for me. So now I found something that I'm good at. My worst days in comedy is better than my best days in the full-time job employment world, you know? So I'm much more relaxed now than I used to be. And I think a lot of it's down to my choice of living.
Okay. So how did you fall into comedy? How did that happen for you?
I was working with a few of the guys one Friday night after work. They wanted a night out. And they said, look, man, there's this bar/comedy club in Lavender Gardens, Lavender Hill, Clapham Junction, called Jongleurs. So let's go up there, man. We can watch comedy and have a few drinks, have some food. And I went there and everyone was getting drunk in my group and eating. And I was watching the comedians on stage, man, because I was hooked. You know, I was like, wow, these guys, everything they're saying is funny. And I was watching the rhythm of what they say and how they talk about stuff. And yeah, I couldn't stop, man. I left that comedy club sober because I was just watching the comedians and I'm like, I need to try this. This is the best thing I have ever seen. I grew up watching Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. I never wanted to do comedy. The first time I set foot in a comedy club, first time I went in the comedy club, it was like, what is this world, man? What is this world? You know, where has this been?
Yeah, but the thing with you is that you came through, you came from some very big platforms. You did the open spots and everything, yeah. But it wasn't too long before you were on quite big stages. I mean, you told me you did Choice FM?
Yeah, I did Choice FM. I think within the first 6 months to a year, I'd done Choice Comedy Club. Julie Juice, what's up? Thank you very much. Family's all we got, man. Till the day we die, family's all we got. So thank you, Julie Juice. Yeah, Choice Comedy Club came through quick, but they were pushing new comics. I mean, I was only doing 5 minutes at the time. So I'd get on stage and they were booking me to do 5 minutes and they paid me. And I was like, what are you giving me this money for? I'm like, am I supposed to hold this for someone? You know what I mean? Is this for me? Like, we paying me money. I just did 5 minutes of some, but no, I went from, my first gig was in front of 15 people. By the time I'd done 7, 8, 9 shows, I was doing 200-300 people. Like when you remember Choice FM when it used to be down by the Embankment, Temple Bar.
Yes, I do.
And it was packed. It was packed. And I remember going on there and it was hard. I didn't smash it, but it was like, okay, this is what it's like. This is a level up. And it was the best thing that happened to me because then you grow up very quick. You know, it's like, okay, this is the level I need to aim for. It's good to see the benchmark, you know, it's good to see the bar. So yeah, man, 5 minutes in front of 300. And you know what the funny thing is, Rude? When I crossed over to the mainstream, right? I just done Choice FM, 300 people. I crossed over to the mainstream. There was 15 people in the room above a pub. And the compare was like, oh, we've got a lot of people in tonight, Jay. I'm like, what? I'm like, I just done 300 in front of me, Choice FM.
They don't get black comedy at all. They don't get black comedy at all.
They don't get it.
Our events are huge. Our events, they're events. Do you notice that's the big difference?
Bro, I played Brixton Academy. Like, I went to Brixton Academy to do a 5 minute spot. I mean, can you believe that? Brixton, I used to go there for concerts when I was younger. I remember this promoter booked me. He said, Jay, I want you to come do 5-10 minutes at my gig. I'll give you 40, 50 quid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The guy sent me the address. It was the O2 Academy. And I'm an open spot. I'm like, what is this? It's like, wow. So yeah, man, the black circuit's different. You know what I mean? because there's so few of them, people tend to, when they come out, people flood them, boy. And it's the best start for a comedian. I'll tell you that now, the best start. You can get on stage in front of nearly 1,000. You can get on stage in front of nearly 1,000 black people, and you can make some of them laugh. Because as I told you yesterday, black audiences don't get drunk till the after party. Mainstream audiences will turn up doing shots in the queue. You know what I mean? Black crowds they're sober, so it's like, right, come, make we laugh. And if you could, and that's what my mum told me. You make black people laugh, you're gonna have a career.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. It didn't take you to joining some of the more I mean, well, that's coming up. It should have come up. Oh man, whoa!
It's really breaking up now, Rudes. It's really breaking up. You know what, Rudes? You should put your questions in the comments. Put your questions to me in the comments.
You know what? I've been advised to do that. You know what I mean? But
okay, right. This particular show, I think, is this Marlon Davis's show, or was this your? Yeah. I think this was Marlon Davis. Yeah, Marlon Davis. That was at that. Is that Harrow? It was in Harrow, somewhere in Harrow. Yeah, you see now Quincy, the dreadlock guy. That's Quincy, the Cockney Prince. He gave me my first gig in Stratford. Marlon Davis, I told you, really cool guy. Mr. C, who's very, very educational in everything, but he taught me a lot in comedy, Mr. C. You know, whenever I had a bad gig and these guys were there, like yourself and Slim, I always found that the best comics that I work with are the ones that give you the best advice. They don't just hang out with you when you smash a gig, you know? I remember doing gigs where Mr. C is smashing it. I've gone on and had a bad gig, and then he's taken 10, 15 minutes of his time to talk to a young comic like me and give me advice. Slim was the same. You were the same. And yeah, and obviously on that flyer, Marlon Davis, Travis J, Nabil Abdul Rashid, Travis J, who's writing for Spitting Image now, the new, the reboot of Spitting Image. Travis J is doing writing. So we're getting out there, man. Everybody's getting out there.
Excellent, man. Excellent, excellent. Because I don't want to bring it down, but I mean, I remember when you did this one.
Oh, Lord. Now, this was the worst gig. Look at it. It looks good. MTV base. Look, even me rocking the black shirt with a pink collar. Yeah, I look good in that. I know. But forget all of that. The gig was the worst gig. I died so bad that night. I nearly quit. I nearly gave up stand-up. I didn't do well at all. And you came up to me. You messaged me the next day. And you were like, keep it up, Jay. The future's bright. The future's Jason Patterson. I remember it. You wrote that on my Facebook wall, man. And that meant a lot because the morning after this show, it was my first TV spot and I died, which is comedy talk for a bad gig. It wasn't great at all. And there were loads. It was for TV, my first TV spot, and I struggled. And I seriously, Rudes, I nearly quit. That week I thought about, you know what, this isn't for me.
But when I think it's having a bad connection tonight.
I can hear some bits and then it gets distorted. Okay, I can tell you this was my first Edinburgh show, the Edinburgh Comedy Festival. I think it was 2016 or 2017, something like that. I did a show about my family. It's all about the Pattersons. And I thought the background was actually quite dope because if you look at the background, it's half suburban house, half council estate. And that's how I grew up. So I grew up in a house. Then when my parents divorced, I moved to a council estate. So I said to everybody that I was the opposite of Fresh Prince because he went from the ghetto to a nice house. I went from a nice house and I came down into the council estate. But yeah, that's my first solo show. And it was good. It was good. I was proud, man. My first hour, you know, it's a proud moment. It's like your first album, you know, you never forget it.
Yeah, it's different. You're doing that.
It's really distorted, Rude. I'm trying to pick up what you're saying so I can answer, but it's very... In the meantime, Antigua and Allison, Mr. C is a true gent. You're absolutely right, man. Really, really good guy. Nice guy and very good in terms of teaching you your craft. Thank you very much, Claire. Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Trust me, there's been some audiences where I came close, but thank you.
Yeah, what I said, an hour is totally different to it's all pace of 2 minutes, isn't it? The pace is different from the pace. No.
I'm not hearing a word. I'm not getting a word of that, Rudy.
You're not?
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, type it in the comments, man. Type it in the comments. I'll get there. But you know what, Claire? I think it was a lesson in life, Claire. You know, you don't get anywhere if you quit. Sometimes you got to tough it out. And if you want it bad enough, you stay with it, right? So I really wanted it. And that's what someone said to me. It's like, if you fall down straight away, how bad did you want this comedy thing, man? And I've had many more nights like that as well. So, and I'm still here. Right. The pace of a 5-minute show and an hour show. Yes, bro, I found out with an hour, I can take my time. When you got a 5-minute show, I've got to be funny the minute I touch the microphone. What's up, everyone? I'm funny. With a 1-hour show, I can just pace myself, you know? But yeah, it was a good learning curve, man. An hour is a long time. When it's going well, an hour flies past. When you've got 10 people in and they're not really warmed up, it can be a long time. But you earn your stripes, man. You know, you earn your stripes. There's levels to this, and I'm slowly but surely getting through all the levels. And yeah, doing that 1-hour show was a great learning curve. I got a lot of work on the back of it. I've managed to get into a lot of comedy clubs around the country. So, you know, it's all part of the journey, man. I'm glad I've done it. Yeah, type the next one, Rudes. It's gone dead now. You see, this is like one of them gigs that I do that I struggle at. It just goes quiet when I stop talking. Okay, the Edinburgh experience and the critiques. I want to, just so your audience can understand, the comedy circuit, the comedy clubs around the country, you can go, do 20 minutes, tell jokes. As long as you're funny, cool. When you go to Edinburgh, it's a different experience. I'm a black guy from South London. My material is not just about being black from South London, but it informs the way that I see things. I talk about what I grew up around. When you do that up in Edinburgh, they're not used to that perspective. Do you understand? They're not used to that perspective. They're only used to one angle, and that's the middle class version of life. So when I go up there from a council estate in South London and I'm bringing my energy and my life experience, the critiques were very, very harsh. Not just me, Marlon Davis, a lot of black comedians, we get called lazy for doing West Indian accents on stage. Because if I'm doing my dad's accent or my mum's not from St. John's Wood. You know, she's from Barbados. My dad's from St. Vincent. They don't sound like me. They're not English. So you put on an accent to bring the character to life. You do that in Edinburgh, you get dissed. You know what I mean? They call you lazy and, oh, we've heard it all before. Yeah, if my mum or my dad was from Wales or they were from Ireland and I did that kind of material and I did that accent, it would just be, oh, what wonderful stories. So very classist, bordering racist. Some of the critiques, the audiences are fine. I want to make that clear. Audiences are cool. But the critical side is, you can find me not funny. I can deal with that. But don't call me lazy for doing my dad's voice the way my dad sounds. And Tegan Allison, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to pick up little nuggets of what Rudy's saying so I can jump in. But yeah, man, I'm trying, boy. I'm really trying. It's cool. But yeah, if they come in the comments, then I think that'll be easier. But I know you're having a bad night with the connection, Rude, but it's still good, man. It's still good. As long as I can communicate and answer your questions, we're good.
Yeah, can you hear me at the moment?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. All I can do, ladies and gentlemen, is apologise for the thing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's been talking to you. Yeah, people is different on what's actually addressed.
let me just throw this out there. Yeah, thank you for having me on the show, Rudi. I really enjoyed it. It's a shame about the connection because I felt we could have had a bit more of a chat, but totally understand. It's been cool. Very nice to meet Leary Wright, and to everyone who's mentioned and been talking to me through the comments, thank you very much. I'm on stage. I'm back on stage. I'm back gigging. If you're out and about this weekend, on Friday night, I'm at the Woodville Theatre in Gravesend, and I'm also in East London at Backyard Comedy Club Friday, so that's a double. And then on Saturday, I'm up in Birmingham doing the Glee Club. So if anyone of your audience is in any of those areas, feel free to come on down and catch some joke. And yeah, thank you again, Rudi.
No worries, bro. No worries. I can only apologise for the sound. I know some of you can't hear me right now. But that was Jason Patterson, people. I hope you do see him, and I hope you do go out and support him. There's loads of new comics coming through at the moment. Try and stay to the end of the show, and you'll be able to hear a couple of lines of Jason's. Okay, thank you very much. Good night.
In the room, stay away from drugs, yeah? This is real talk, yeah? Don't get into all this weed and all this nonsense you might see some of the elders doing, okay? Don't do nothing for you, okay? I'm talking, I used to do that, and my mum, I got to thank my mum, she got me off of smoking weed. Mum always told me smoking weed will mash up your brain. She always told me smoking that will mash up your brain, and it's true. Because I remember one day I knew I had to quit, because I was in my room, I bunked off school, and I was sitting in my room, and I've been smoking weed all day, man. My mum came home early from work, opened my bedroom door, looked at me and said, boy, go down to the school, pick up your little sister. Then she gave me that disappointed look at hers, and then she walked out. So I got up out the house, yeah, I walked down to the school, 10-minute walk to the school. I got to the school gate, I looked up, and that's when I realized, I ain't got a little sister. What kind of parent would send their kid down to a school on a Saturday? Yeah, I remember I went back home, opened my front door, my mum was standing there. I told you drugs will mess up your brain.
Some things I've learned, man. This is something I've learned as well about relationships. In a relationship, ladies, is it a good thing for your partner to give you space every now and again? Ladies, is that a good thing? Yes. I always thought that was a great thing, right? My ex-girlfriend didn't. She wanted to do everything together. One night she wanted me to go out with her and her workmates, and I weren't feeling it. So I said, babe, go out, enjoy yourself. She got pissed off. Why didn't want to come out with me and my friends, eh? I'm like, babe, I'm just giving you your space, you know, do your own thing. Well, what happens if a guy chats me up looking for sex? Well, you tell him the same thing you tell me. You're not in the fucking mood.